The following audio is via a Skype call.
Are you ready? The Cornelia Stephanie Show. Wake up to love, your call to action. Join Cornelia as she empowers others to live heaven on earth. Cornelia teaches listeners how to be the authority over yourself, embracing your inner guru. Feel yourself uplifted into limitless expansion, integrating ease and grace in a changing world. This show will cover topics such as unconditional love, your physical body, how to be in extraordinary relationships, create financial and emotional wealth, embracing entrepreneurship in the new earth.
Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. What a great show we've got planned for all of you today. Cornelia Stephanie joining me here today. Now, listen, she has an amazing radio show, but that really pales compared to the work that she is doing in the world. You know, the other day, many of you have been emailing me back about a statement I made. And the statement I made was about looking at intuition, but looking at intuition into action, action in action. Today, we're talking with this amazing thought leader, this amazing healer, this amazing intuitive, this amazing champion for all things that are blessed. Cornelia Stephanie joining me here today. Your magic wand, an extraordinary tool of creation and self-actualization. So if you've listened to her show, and if you all have watched us and seen what we do here, we are so on a mission. We're so on a mission that we're getting possibilities showing up even before we have figured out what it is we need them to show up to do. That's what Cornelia is going to talk with us about today. But today, it's more than that. If you knew her like I knew her and watched her journey in a short, relatively short 3 to 6 month period, you would notice one thing about her. She is the champion for action, possibilities, and creating a better world. Why? Not just because she talks about it and brings forth such beautiful, energetic consideration for us, but because she is in the world. She's doing it. She has classes. She is reaching out to people. She's finding out what we need more of, and then she is delivering it. Today's show, it is all about that. Wow. I am so excited today. Where do we even start?
I know. Where do we start? Well, let's start with me first saying to you, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And just yesterday, I was saying to my partner, I was saying how excited I am to come onto the show with you today. Because as you and I have done these shows in the past, like you said, over the last 6 months, I've been with you several times. And every time I always feel like I'm totally seen and I'm totally held, and I'm in a place of limitless possibilities, because that's who you are too, Pat. And that's who you are, and that's what the platforms that you provide at Transformation Talk Radio with all the amazing hosts that you have. I was listening to the show you did yesterday, Ruby
Betty, yeah.
Ruby, I mean, and honestly, I don't listen to a lot of shows because I'm more of a person of, doing the work, like creating content and different things. So that's usually where I focus my energy. But yesterday, I was all of a sudden I just got sucked in, and I was in, and you guys were just like, I was so on fire. I was like, oh my God, it was in such alignment, what you all were talking about yesterday. And I did put that on my Facebook page. So go to CorneliaStephanie.com, Cornelia Stephanie Facebook, and look at the show Soul Talk yesterday with Pat and Ruby. Really, that higher level of consciousness, what we're all being called to live right now, and that's living heaven on earth. That is moving into living the new generation of women and men who are leading in their self-actualization, right?
Yeah. Here's the shock. Let's talk about the magic for a minute.
Yeah.
I love this. See, many people don't know that I actually do a business show.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know me as that. And Linda, I do these 15-minute interviews with business people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
New study comes out about the generation Zs, the Z. We're on Z now. I don't know what we do after Z, but we're on Z. Here's what the study shows. Newsflash. This generation, according to the research, looks almost identical to the generation of the 60s, 68 through 70, in what they want. They want emotional intelligence. They want empathy. They want face-to-face talking. So when you ask the question, what is your wand? We have to get rid of all the assumptions and misconceptions we have about ourselves, about people, because what you're talking about here today is heaven on earth is not about what it is we limit ourselves to. And that's what you help us with. So all of this chit chat about what these young folks want, we're wrong. We now know that your platform about asking us to look at being bold, to look at being honest, and let's look at our lives in review and pull forth our wand. We need to help. We need to help people understand that's not just for me and you and Ruby.
Right.
Everybody.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? And this is what the celebration is right now, because truly where we are right now, we really are in heaven on earth. We are there. So it's living beyond the veil. And so like right now, wherever you are, at home, you're listening in the car, or you're listening to this podcast later, right now, I'm your angel. Pat's your angel. And we're here right now doing a life review. So look at where you are right now in your life and what it is that you're completely, absolutely 100% completely done with. And then just decide that to let that go and release and let that go. Look at all of the areas in your life that are no longer serving you and release and let that go. It's really as simple as that, as you choosing right now in the moment to make this choice right here and now. It's just like if you were to die right now and you were to come to where we used to say to the other side of the veil, or you were with your angels, and then I would be one of the angels that would say, not yet, go back, go back, go back. And you would be faced with the choice to choose to go back. You would be faced with the choice to choose life and to choose to live and create your best life, because that's what you came here to do. And right now, this is the time to be bold, to be honest, to really embrace your humanity and your superpowers as a creator. Because what is going on, what you're releasing is just only 26,000 years of living everything that you are not, everything that you're not, so that you can now have, this is it. This is the clean slate. This is your new life. And this is the big picture. This truly is the big picture. And I'm reminding you, so it doesn't matter where you are. Right now, this is the big picture. It's the clean slate. It's where we're all beginning. We're all here right now beginning to inhabit, to populate heaven on earth. And that is with your magic wand. And your magic wand is you. You are the magic wand. The words that you speak, the frequency that you emit, the choices and the decisions that you make, it's your physical body. Your physical body is just like this water, because your body is 75 to 80% water. And so it's pure consciousness, pure emotion, pure feeling. And that's what it is. It's clean and pure in the big picture, in a clean slate, releasing the entire system, the entire era of the slavery matrix, and living in limitation and living everything that we're not, so that we can now inhabit and build the world, heaven on earth, paradise on earth, according to your truth and according to your empowerment. That's why it's so important that you step into your authority. And that's one of the things that I help my clients do. All the people that work with me, that I help them move into the abundance of their spirit. And everybody that, because that's what happens when people work with me, is because I teach them how to coach themselves, how to heal themselves, how to empower themselves with using the power of their emotions, their pure consciousness, and just making the choice to live heaven on earth, to live their paradise and build a new earth. And this is what we came to do. And I'm calling you into your spirit. I'm calling you into go back and start now and begin now.
Yeah, I love what you said. As you were speaking, because this is how powerful the work that you do really is. As you're speaking, I had a thing that popped up that belongs on my list to get rid of. Okay. And I'm not saying it's the only thing, but I got to tell you, it's really a game changer for me. And it's a 5-letter word. And I think it's one of the most limiting constructs we have in our humanity. It is not of spirit. And that is the word doubt. You know, this thing that is doubt. And, you know, for a lot of us, we learn somewhere along the way that gratitude helps you get to the place of nothing else can, you can't have gratitude and fear go on at the same time. But this idea of doubt, that is a little bit more tricky. And you know what it is we do it in ways we are so unaware of, right? We're so unaware of it. We question ourselves about whether or not we have the ability to even take a class, let's say.
Yeah.
You know, and if I take the class, Cornelia, what'll happen? Will I be able to create that kind of change you're talking about? But this is too what you help people do in your classes.
Yeah. And you know what, Pat? I'm so glad that you brought up doubt, because doubt, again, is part of, so when we're talking about dimensions, 3rd dimension, 4th dimension, 5th dimension, doubt doesn't live in the 5th dimension. Doubt is a higher 4th dimension. So it lives in the higher 4th dimension, to where you're kind of like still have one foot in the old world and you have one foot in the new, and you're doubting, will you be able to make it over there? Will you be able to come in? And that's the part. So like right now, everybody that's listening to this, you know, let's just all release doubt right here, right now. Let's just choose right here, right now. You made the decision to resolve now to release doubt once and forever, to let it completely go, and have that leap of faith. Take that leap of faith and release that energy once and for all. I'm so glad that you brought up doubt, because doubt really truly is the biggest dream killer.
Yeah.
It's the thing that stops people. And what is it? Is it that inner saboteur that keeps coming back, that wants to keep you safe? The ego that wants to keep you safe because it's afraid to fully trust and live free and be free from living your best life. You know, I bring up this the elephant being released from the chain. I use that analogy a lot, because it's like, you know, the elephant's been chained for, you know, years and years and years, and now the elephant is free, and it doesn't go anywhere because it doesn't realize it's free.
Yeah, but let's talk about this, and I actually want to skip the break because I want to make sure we're talking about, you know, how you released doubt, created a fabulous show, Heaven on Earth, right? And now expanding and growing, and all of this as a way to have that wand just come forward and build that inner confidence, because you cannot build that inner confidence on a platform of doubt. I mean, imagine building these concrete things that you're putting in the ground and all of them contain doubt. It's not concrete anymore. It's mush. It's mashed potatoes with too much milk in it. That's what we're talking about here. But you're not playing small. You want to help people all over the world, and you're bringing your magic wand, yourself forward to do that.
Yes. Do you know this morning in the shower, my guides, they put this song on. They put this song in my head because I didn't have any music playing, nothing. Olivia Newton-John, Take a Chance on Me.
ABBA.
Yeah.
ABBA did Take a Chance. Yeah.
Take a Chance on Me, right? So,
yeah.
And I'm playing Take a Chance on Me. And this is what I'm saying to everybody. Take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on you, because let go of that old energy, that old doubt, the fears and the limitations. Release them now. And you can do this right here in the moment. You don't have to keep carrying it around with you. Right here, right now, you can let it go and just choose to. Because again, this is one of the greatest tools that you have available. And it is the power of free will. You can choose it. Will you choose doubt or fear? Or will you choose life and choice and possibility and freedom? What's your choice? You can choose right here and now. And it's really that simple. It's not complicated. And what we're all asking you to do is to take a chance on you and be your best self now and fully come forth, step into the gifts of your divinity and share your essence with the world, because that unique piece that you have to give, to share, is what we're all wanting to experience. We want to hear your voice. We want to hear your authority. We want to hear your gifts. We want you to come and bring that light that only you can bring. And the time for that is now. And so Living Heaven on Earth. And so, Living Heaven on Earth has been the show now. It's really anchored in, and I've got some great people each week that I'm bringing on that are walking that talk and that are also living their heaven on earth. And so now I've got some other shows that I'm starting. And next, matter of fact, I'm beginning a new show on this channel here, KKNW, and it's going to be once a month, and it's all about energy. And that is where I'm asking all the callers, the listeners, to call in. And I will be taking anyone that's willing to go through an energetic release and that was ready to release something, whatever it is in your life, and you want to move through something. And I will be happy to assist you in the release. So it's kind of like a free coaching session, a free releasing session on the radio. And so I'm asking everyone now to join me next week and call in at 10 o'clock and join me and make that a powerful beginning for me as I assist others in the release process, because the more that we show how it's done, the easier it's going to be for everybody.
Well, I want to say to everybody, this is the phone number. It's the same phone number because we built this phone number 15 years ago or something, and it's never changed. 1-800-930-2819. And by the way, you can start this with Cornelia right now if you want. 1-800-930-2819. Because this is the time we start to build that self-confidence and we start to heal. So one of the greatest misconceptions, I think, in the world of psychology that we have was when we presented, and I really love the work of Maslow, but I think he was a little bit off on this, where he presented his hierarchy, and at the top was self-actualization. And one of the things I learned is that you don't necessarily have to be in the perfect state of all those other levels before you get there. And here's why. You just said it. If we take one act today and release just one thing, just one incident of doubt today, just one, just find something today, folks, where maybe you were going to walk into your boss and suggest an idea, but you didn't do it. Or maybe you were going to try something bold with your children and you didn't do it. Maybe you decided to call a friend that you hadn't called in 10 years, but you didn't do it. The minute that you say yes and you do that, You have now mastered the first step of the Heaven on Earth Challenge. And what that means is you have now started your pathway to self-actualization. See, and we don't talk about that enough.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it's those action steps, those simple action steps. And actually, you're already doing it. You're already doing it. It's just you may not be knowing or saying that you are actually self-actualizing. Because if you have ever explored what really is self-actualization, what does it really mean to you? So to me, what it means is to realize that I am one with God, that I am one with my Creator, and that there is no separation. I know this from the inner part of my being because throughout the years of taking the steps and self-actualizing, it has become brought home time and time and time and time and time and time again with every decision. And every time I fall, I get back up. And every time I fall, I get back up and choose that higher wisdom, choose that higher call, choose that higher knowing, living from my heart. So, and this is really what we're all doing. We're all becoming self-actualized because on evolutionary level, that's what we're doing. We're moving into a time. We are in this time to live everything that we are. And my goodness, everything that we are, that's a lot. That is a lot. And it's expansive. It's so expansive that you have to make room, ladies and gentlemen, for the magic. You have to make room in your life to allow this magic to unfold, to allow that magic wand to, because you have to be able to taste the miracles. You have to be able to express the joy, to really express the joy. One of the things that I was just getting over this last week is that, and this is so huge. It's so huge. It's so huge. It's like world huge. It's like Jupiter expansion huge. Is that everything's already here. We already have everything. It's already all done. It's already all here. So now really the only thing that we have to do is just show up and express it. Show up, express it, receive it, and let everything that's not in alignment with the truth of who you are fall away. And enjoy expressing yourself. Enjoy expressing the gifts of your divinity wherever you feel you want to be. That's what it is, to realize that it's already all here. And it's like winning the lottery. It really is. So you win the lottery and it's like all of a sudden you have all this. You have so much. That's where we are right now. We have so much. So can we really digest as much as we have? Because everything's moving so fast. And then, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And what I love about this is that we have to also let go. And we'll talk about this more when we come back. Yeah. We have to also let go that everything is hard. That everything is hard. Hard, right? Yeah. Tiring, makes us weary. I'm actually getting tired and weary talking about it. But what if that magic wand within us could present something forward, bring something forward in us that then says it's not hard. And we have that answer when we come back from break. There is one thing that I've discovered along the way, even when I was homeless, even when I was sick, right? Mystery disease, even that, there's this one thing that I discovered that I have to remind myself today to keep. And we're going to talk about that when we come back. But before we go, let's talk about, one, how can people find out more about you? Website, radio show, and then, what are some of the classes that you're planning? What are some of the things that you're presenting to help people?
Yeah. So first of all, you can go to CorneliaStephanie.com. That's my website, CorneliaStephanie.com. You could go to Cornelia Stephanie Facebook. And so I post a lot of the shows and everything there. You can follow me on Transformation Talk Radio. And even on my website, there's a media page. and all the radio shows of the past, which are powerful, powerful podcasts. You can listen to all of them. You can also go to CorneliaStephanieVIP.com. And that is where I will, within the next few weeks, will be launching my Heaven on Earth online School of Divinity. And this has been a creation of mine for the last 3 years, where there's daily messages, daily invitations from Source, high vibrational messages, 5 to 10 minutes a day of how I created Heaven on Earth because I decided to. And it was really that simple. It was a choice that I made, that this is what I came here to do, and that is to live heaven on earth. And then I created a structure to be able to do that and to invite other people to co-inhabitate with me so that they can bring their heaven on earth, their high vibration also to it. So that's one way. And then at the end of June 7th, or June 9th, there's the Empowered Human classes. And it has to do, it's an $89 series, and it's Saturdays, every Saturday from June 7th to July 14th, from 9 a.m. to 10:30, there's a class that assists you with the releasing and letting go, and also the power of the spoken word, how to heal the emotional body, how to heal the mental body, how to work with your shadow, how to heal your relationship with money, and so much more. And so you can go to CorneliaStephanie.com and you can look at the Empowered Human right on the front page of my website.
I love it. All of this is for, just so all of you know, Cornelia has really gathered up information from people everywhere and has put together a way for each of us to take a look at where we are and to really move beyond the idea of ourselves we want to have and step in to the full notion of who we can become. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to share the one thing that is a game changer. It's a game changer. And it was a game changer for me. And every time my life starts to not feel as great as it could, I realize that I am not doing this one thing. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Laura Richer, host of On the Verge Radio. Sometimes you hear encouraging messages like transform your life now, become empowered, create the life you crave, and it all seems overwhelming and you're not sure where to start. I'm here to tell you that self-improvement is not always fun and easy, but it is always worth it. The path to creating positive changes begins with releasing the things that have been holding you back. Then you can create a life that inspires you. I know this because I've done it. You can find out more about what I do by visiting my website, SeattleHealingHypnosis.com. I look forward to supporting you on your journey.
Relationships are bridges. Truly, they are bridges. Think about it. We're all here for our journey, and relationships help us fulfill ourselves, find ourselves, and get to the highest potential. So as you fulfill your dreams, you also give people space to fulfill their dreams. So remember, integrity, respectfulness, and nice, deep love and soft touch is essential for every relationship. So what are we not going to do? We are not going to possess. We are not going to be overly attached and be a tag-on. And we will not unnecessarily get involved or control others. Because when we do so, we lose ourselves, we lose our path. So let us live with love, respect, and some beautiful dignity.
Are you ready to make deep, lasting, transformative changes? Then tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio for Susanna Jameson's hit show, Love, Light, Sound Radio. During her show, Susanna inspires and supports spiritually and health-conscious individuals all over the world to reconnect with their hearts, their inner peace, and balance. Love, Light, Sound Radio. Transformation happens here now. For more information, visit SusannaJameson.com.
This is Debbie Pokornik with a break-free parenting tip. If you haven't been practicing active listening or are getting into some bad habits, it's a good idea to go back to the basics and remind yourself how to be a good listener. Here's an idea that might help. When your child comes to you with a story about her day, set aside whatever you're doing and give her your full attention. If you're in the middle of something that can't be put aside, Tell her that you really want to be able to give her story your full attention and ask if you could continue the conversation at a specific time. So for example, this sounds like an important story and I'd really like to give it my full attention. Can we talk about it in 10 minutes when supper's in the oven? Active listening might sound like common sense, but often it's these simple skills that get buried in our parenting pack and easily forgotten or overlooked. Challenge yourself to practice this skill for a full week and see if you notice a difference in how much your child is sharing.
For information and to work with Debbie, visit empoweringnrg.com.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's great to have you here. Thank you. I'm Dr. Pat, and you can find out more about me. Go to the Dr. Pat Show. Go to Transformation Talk Radio. You're going to pretty much start to see all of our websites change. We just got a new technology to help us with that. Thank you for all of that. Again, you can send your questions in. If you go to Transformation Talk Radio, you'll see we have a new player, and you can ask your question, type it in. I get them right on the dashboard. Same thing with Cornelia. When you're listening to her show or any of the hosts here, you can type your question in, and she can take your question right through Transformation Talk Radio. Or like today, even on Facebook now, type your comment on Facebook. We'll look at them. We'll take them in, ask your questions. The other thing is you can pick up the phone, old school. Pick up the phone and dial 1-800-930-2819. 1-800-930-2819. Now, Cornelia, give out your website before we go to that one word that will change your life forever.
CorneliaStephanie.com. Go to CorneliaStephanie.com, and you can also go to CorneliaStephanieVIP.com. There's 7 messages that are listed on that site to give you an idea of the daily messages Living Heaven on Earth is all about. Heaven on Earth is a state of consciousness that is realized in this now, realizing that we're already here. We are already in our heavenly state. We're all angels. We're only letting the old lower human expression fall away. And very soon, it's just going to be more and more and more people that are walking in that true state of being. So thank you so much, Pat, for having me back on today. And I love this topic and this subject.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to hear this next piece about what's the one thing.
I'm telling you, it's the one thing, and all the classes, everything you're doing, the radio show, to help people understand their absolutely unlimited possibility, potentiality, and power that they have to create the life they want, really, and I'm saying without limitation. You know, I am on paper. I am a person on paper. If you'd have looked at me in high school, there's nobody that was writing in my little book, you're going to be like an amazing blah, blah, blah. No, they were writing stuff like, oh, honey, I hope you find somebody to keep you out of jail. I hope you marry somebody so that you can like not go to jail or something. That's just like the stuff people were saying. I stuttered, did not make my English literature class very good, went to summer school. But what is it, though? What was the game changer that along the way I had a feeling about it, but more importantly, that you're going to teach people not just how to learn about, but how to be part of? And that is, and you know this and I know it, it's trust. It's trust, right? I think everybody thought, what's going to be the one thing? Oh, it's got to be this thing. But isn't it something you talk about so often and help people completely know how to do?
Absolutely, because trust is you have to know what the meaning of faith is. What is faith? And part of my Cornelia Stephanie VIP online school of divinity, what that is about is to find out what is faith? What is faith? What is trust? What does it mean to live in trust? Because you're the one that is going to self-actualize in the moment when doubt comes, to release doubt and move into trust. You're the one that's going to bring that energy of trust each and every single moment. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to do it for you. You're the one that is going to emit the frequency of trust. And so I'll give you an example. I recently, I'm bringing on a new co-host here to the Heaven on Earth show in July. And this person, when I met this person, signed on with me. And when she signed on with me, this is what she said. She said to me, she goes, well, I really don't know you. I really don't know if I can trust you. And I said to her, I said, well, you know, the real question in the new earth is this: can you trust yourself? Because really, truly, I know that if I'm showing up in your experience, if you manifested me in your life, I'm one that walks the full embodiment of trust. So if I'm showing up in your experience, I'm not going to be the one that's going to let you down. But will you be able to match the level of trust that I bring? Will you be able to match that? That's a whole different way of looking at trust. So it's because when people are thinking about, I can't trust you, it's just a projection that they're putting out on the other person. So what I'm asking you to do is retract that and bring it back to you and see where it is that you don't trust yourself to fully show up for you and really fully show up for the experience in your life that you're creating. Because if you know absolutely without a doubt that you've released the energy of betrayal, which is on the opposite end in duality of trust, betrayal, trust. Once you release this betrayal, it's no longer in the matrix. That is completely gone. It's healed. It's gone. The only thing that's left is trust. That's part of the new energy construct. That's part of the new water, part of your new wand. That's the energy that you're putting out there and emitting. And so then you're only going to be resonating those kinds of frequencies back to you because that's the energy that you're putting out. You're the one that's bringing the trust. And that's what I hope people do.
Well, Jessica says something really interesting, and we've all picked it up. Jessica, amazing, amazing. So Jessica, when we talk, she's learned enough about me to help me stay focused in the conversation. And she'll say thing one, and then she'll say thing two, thing one, thing two. Thing one, trust, everybody. Thing one. That is it. That is the end game. You want to keep your eye on that thing one, trust topic right there. And maybe you got to get rid of a gazillion years of not trusting, of betrayal, of doubt, of all of that. Maybe you got to get rid of them. But please, like Cornelia is saying, you got to keep your eye on thing one. Now, I'm not somebody that learned how to do it alone. I went out and I had to get me a whole lot of help. And I think that's what you're offering people. We don't have to take this journey alone.
Yeah. Everybody should invest in themselves. Everybody should invest in a health coach, a life coach, an empowerment coach, a business coach, a mentor, so that you can really learn how to do it and navigate these energies, because the world is waiting for your execution. The world is waiting for your actualization. The world is waiting for your gift. It's all here right now. And so I'm offering some amazing tools for you. The Empowered Human class. You can go to my website at CorneliaStephanie.com. I want to tell you a little bit about what the classes are all about. Let me
awesome.
Let me pull it up, and because there's seven different classes, and the first class starts out on June the 9th, and it has to do with the power of the spoken word. Which the power of the spoken word, our words have power. So these are the words that we're putting out into the world. And so with this class, there's going to be an energy vibration and a clearing. We're going to be releasing some old words that are no longer resonating truth for us, like hard, struggle, limiting words, and we're going to be moving into more empowering words. And so that's how we're going to set that foundation. That's class one. And there's going to be a 30-minute Q&A also, healing and release session with me, because it's going to be on Zoom. And so people can call in and they can be part of that experience. The second class is going to be the power of emotions on how to heal the body, healing the core wounds of our emotional wounds and releasing them and letting them go. I'm going to teach you how to do that in this class because that's also so powerful. This is all what it's about, to release the energy of betrayal, to release the energy of unworthiness, to release the energy of shame, survival needs, being a victim, and feeling separated from God and from Source, because the truth is that we are not separate. We never have been. And that's the truth. To clear ourselves, though, we must let go of all the emotional charges. Class 3 is about how to release the anger and the suppressed feelings, and why is anger important in our evolution of healing our emotional body and using the anger as a powerful creative tool to release. The class 4 is about changing your limiting core beliefs. We create based on our beliefs. And in the new earth, in heaven on earth, we're living beyond belief. But again, to move from the place of limiting beliefs to what is it that you believe now, to beyond belief. So these are all tools, just like forgiveness is a tool. And eventually, you don't even need to forgive anything because everything is already forgiven because you understand the big picture, you understand the higher plan. So class 4 is radical self-healing. Then working with your shadow is class 5. And again, it's being able to embrace the shadow, the part of you right now that may not feel 100% in your divinity, where you're still feeling shame, where you're still feeling victim, where you're still feeling not good enough. Not good enough. That is so untrue. That is the furthest from the truth. But people are constantly still making choices on the energy of not good enough. And so you have to make energy of true worth, of value, and respect and honor for yourself. And that's what this class is about. And then class 6 is about healing your relationship with money, which is a huge piece, because part of Living Heaven on Earth, which is also another show that I'm going to be rolling out. So I've got the show that's rolling out next week, that it's all about energy. And then next month on Transformation Talk Radio, I'm bringing out the new show called The Millionaire Imprint. And The Millionaire Imprint is really all about bringing our millionaire, the core of our money, into the new earth, because now that we've got heaven on earth, it's grounded in. Now we're bringing the financial. We're really bringing the financial. We're building, we're grounding it in. And you have to have a good core relationship with money. You have to feel good about money, and you have to be able to map out and print out what kind of life you want to live. And honestly, me too, I'm going to be a millionaire. That's what I'm creating for myself. And I'm, of course, everything that I do for myself, I share with others. And that's going to be part of the new show that I'm bringing out. And I'm excited about that, Pat.
Yeah. And let's talk about this, because I think that one of the first things that we got to do, this thing one, and I got to give a shout out to Nicole. Nicole Eisler is watching us on Facebook. Nicole, amazing. She totally gets this because she was hosting with us, and I hope she comes back. But she, too, is somebody like you. See what's happening? Look at what we're attracting here.
Yeah.
Right? Because we are onto something. You know, everybody wants to talk about what's going on in the news, what's happening there. You know, who's in office, who's not in office. Here's what I love about this. In my life, I've always been given a contrast. I've always been given something, like something that is not really the best thing happened to me. And so I get it, because from that contrast, that thing, I can look at this over here.
From that contrast, and this is what I'm going to be taking people through when they call into the show next week, is whatever contrast you're experiencing, I'm going to assist you in the release process. I'm going to teach you how to release that, let that go, and move into your right livelihood with it. Move into the abundance of your spirit. Move into the unlimited possibilities. Move into the higher mind. Move into the pure water, the trust, the truth of who you are. Move into the truth of who you are. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, it totally is. So, you know, here we are, right? And I want to go ahead and move on to the next thing, because we're right on it. Thing two. I can do anything. I can do anything. And by the way, I'm probably going to get some emails on this one from people that want to talk to me about balance. I can do anything and I can do everything. See, here's the deal. The idea that we can't do everything that we desire to do in this lifetime in the way we want to do it and make good money from doing it is one of the greatest lies that we tell ourselves.
And the other thing I'm going to say is the idea, when you say the idea that we can't do anything, is not an idea even, Pat. It's a limiting belief.
Yeah.
And so part of my classes that I'm teaching is to recognize these limiting beliefs. I can't do anything, to embodying and owning the truth that I can do anything. And just as you and I sit here right now, we're advocates of the truth of that, knowing that we can do anything. And just like when I was talking with a client the other day, and we were talking about my will, or basically his will versus divine will. And so I said to my client, your will is the will of the divine, because once you made that alignment and are in alignment with divine will, there isn't anything. Divine will wants you to be wealthy. Divine will wants you to be healthy. Divine will wants you to be successful. Divine will wants you to trust. Divine will wants you to have everything that you want. That is the truth of divine will. And so when you can really truly own that and know that your will is in alignment with divine will, and that it's the will of the divine to experience the wealth and the health and all that your heart desires. Now, the key to all of that is not to be attached. Don't be attached, right? Hold it loosely. Hold it loosely so you can play with the energy, that you can play with the truth of who you are. But let go of the fear that you can't do anything. Let go of the belief. And will you, all of everybody that's listening right now, will you shift that belief right here, right now, today, and embody the new belief, I can do anything I want to do?
Yeah, I think we have got to be on this to help people with this. Like, here's why. Because I have people come over my house. I volunteer. I do some work with women in addiction and recovery, right? And so they come over my house and they find all these little teeny books everywhere, right? They're like, okay, what's that little book? So it's like a little teeny book. And I've got them everywhere. And so the little blue book is a little blue book by Emmett Fox, right? Oh, and it says, be still, right? But wait, read underneath it. A treatment against fear. Wow. And what is in this little book? Pretty much an older version of what we're talking about for our contemporary times. That's what's in the book. That's what's in the book. But what you're doing in helping people, heaven on earth, move beyond this idea that we have to wait or we have to suffer for something. This is the bravest, boldest, and most important message of our time right now.
Honestly, Pat, I, as a creator being, as an empowered being, I have already many times over released the suffering for humanity. And so it's with each person that renounces and releases and lets go, the new blueprint is created. That's how powerful we are. We are that powerful. And we have to know it, and we have to call it sacred, because sacred is what it is. And that's why I was so excited about doing the show again with you today, because I know how powerful it is, this sacred space that we're creating. People can feel the energy of this. People can feel how palpable it is, and they can feel the frequency of the tone of what it is that we're putting out there. And so for the listeners today, one lucky caller is going to get, one lucky emailer, I should say.
Okay.
Is going to get a free empowerment session with me. And that's a radical healing session, clearing session, blueprint, a new activation that is a $244 value. And we'll make it the fifth emailer, the fifth email that I receive. And in the subject line, it's going to say, I claim my new life. and I will contact you, and together you and I will sit down and we will give you a clean slate. We will do a life review of where you're at, and we will ground in your new, the abundance of your spirit, because that's one of the things that I help people do, is move into their true empowerment, into the authority of who they are.
Well, what's the email again? Because I want to make sure everybody gets the email so they know, they hear it, and then if they're listening to the podcast, what would be the email?
The email is radio@corneliastephanie.com. radio@corneliastephanie.com. And you know what? I have so many free tools on my website. Go to corneliastephanie.com. There's on the bottom left-hand corner, there's a little box. It's got all these emotional tools, fear processing, emotional processing. Sign up for my newsletter. Go to corneliastephanie.com, sign up for my newsletter. I always share so much love, so much content, so much free content, because really it's just, that's what we do. We're here to share. We're here to give. We're in an infinite flow, and we're going to be sharing. We are sharing the wealth. We're sharing the health. We're sharing it all. And that's what we're here to do in building our new world. It's an honor and pleasure.
Yeah, look at that, Robin Carter, putting your webpage up on Facebook Live. Good job.
Yeah, I love Carter.
It takes a village. It really does take a village. One of the things I learned along the way, and I know we've got a few minutes left, is I learned that while I was raised sort of to really take care of myself and be independent, sometimes you've got to bring in other people to help you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's always a tool. We use our next person as a tool. And if you're with me, if you sign up with me or you're connected with me, you are going to move into your empowerment, the abundance of your spirit, and your right livelihood, because it's what I've done for myself. And so my message to you is say yes to yourself, invest in yourself, and sign up for the classes. I have a retreat coming up in September. You can go to my website and you can look at that. It's amazing what happens when you're in this energetic vibration.
You create. And that is the beauty of this, because we're not creating for us. I mean, we get a benefit from it. We're creating because out in the world, there's a consciousness that says, will somebody please create this for me?
Yeah. And you know what, Pat? That's why I created Heaven on Earth, because I made the decision to do so, because I wasn't waiting. I wasn't waiting for somebody else to do it. Hello. I wasn't waiting. I said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And this is how sitting down and being with my channel, being at one with God, this is exactly, I gave birth to God, giving birth to God time and time and time and time again. It all happens to the divine feminine in all of us.
Yeah, it does.
Continuously giving birth to new projects, to new creations, to new ways of living, new ways of being. And that time is building our new world.
I love it. Thank you so much. We are so excited about the show next week. For those of you, we're going to be posting the announcement of the show on transformationtalkradio.com. Go check it out. We'll be posting on Facebook page every week what's going to be happening. We'll be telling you more and more about what Cornelia is doing, how she's doing it, how to get involved. Because as we change ourselves for good, we change the world, right?
That's it. That's it. Well said. Thank you, Pat.
One more time, your website. Spell it out for folks, if you don't mind.
Okay. Cornelia, Kornelia, Stephanie, STEPHANIE.com, and CorneliaStephanieVIP.com. Listen to the free messages. Get all the free tools and tips and everything that you can, and come join us and inhabit and populate Heaven on Earth.
I love it. We're going to take a short break, everyone. I'm telling you, this is so awesome. For those of you out there, thank you so much. Chris, thank you on Facebook. Nicole, thank you on Facebook. I'm so glad to hear from all of the other people that I'm not able to give a shout out to, but mostly to all of you that tune us in and turn us on every day. We're not done yet. But for now, check out what Cornelia set up to help y'all. We'll see you in a minute.
You've been listening to the Cornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, your call to action. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio. Cornelia's joy is to engage others in practical ways, showing us how to live in the new earth in harmony with our true nature. For more information on Cornelia and her extraordinary work, or to listen to past shows, go to her website at corneliastephanie.com.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.